Next speaker is a good friend and part of the club. He has been also one of our early members. I've known Igor for about 2 years now, and if I was to sort of encapsulate Igor for me personally into one phrase, it's he likes to complain, and he always reminds me when I'm a little overweight. Okay. Igor has been running with us for about 2 years. He did his first triathlon last year in 2012, and now he is gunning for WITC's best. I think his secret goal is to figure out how to get everyone else to race slower so he can end up racing faster. It's been known to give people wrong information, possibly put laxatives in people's food, things like that. That's what I heard. Anyway, he's from Latvia. I think you've been in Poland for what?
3 years.
Three years now. And he will talk about race day preparation, not the part about your not race day preparation. No. No.
Race day preparation. I'll talk about training for triathlon and the kind of equipment that you might need to do triathlon.
There you go. I will give you Igor's Benekovitz.
I joined Ken with running in 2011, and I was a pretty slow runner, and I had no bike, and I didn't know how to swim. Okay, I could swim like this, but no crawl. And to me, like all the idea of triathlon sounded, no, that's not for me. I mean, I can run Tuesdays, have a beer after, and eventually we'll see. So I blame Andy or Alan, I don't remember. Somewhere in December, I was like, okay, Switch Triathlon is sprint, it's short. Let's all sign up. Okay, I'll sign up. It's like so far away, half a year. I mean, I can always say no. And somehow, when you sign up, you start training. So first I joined swimming, learned how to swim. To me, the first year was just, okay, my goal is to finish, just to finish and not to drown, not to kill myself on the bike, and not to break my leg while running. And so it was half a year of training, not too heavily, but twice per week. I learned how to swim more or less. I would say, as I couldn't swim at all, I could swim some distance after this training. And specifically in Sush, it was like I will not repeat what others said, but all the excitement and all the race went. And then I realized, because there are people cheering from fans of WITC, that I finished swimming first, I finished biking first, and then it was 5K run, and I left for the run like 2 minutes in front of everyone else. And in the Sush it was kind of you run far away and you come back, so you see people running after you. So it's not you know where is everyone situated. And while I was running, I was so tired I barely managed to move at all, and I was overtaken by 3 people while running. And it was like my first triathlon trauma. I was going fast, and like I finished well, and then I just ended up being one of the last just because I couldn't finish the run. And for the next year already, okay, let's start training then. It's time to to get more serious into it. And here's the question: what to do? Because one thing you can do endurance training, go long distance riding, bikes, running, and swimming, which is also important, and I would recommend anyone. And the other option is to do this athletic training. That's what we do now, let's say once per week with all the club. Not all the club, but some members of the club, is a track workout that enhances your core strength, your leg muscles, general fitness basically. And I would say, from my perspective, this kind of training made me run faster, swim faster, and bike faster. And now it sounds funny, when I go biking, it's easier for me to bike on when it's rolling hills than it's flat. But I don't have endurance to go really long and fast. But when it's hills, I'll race uphill and then I rest going down. I race uphill and then rest going down. So this is an interesting thing from training, and it doesn't require that much time as going on a really long distance biking or running. And the other thing, also what I faced after my first triathlon, what kind of equipment should I have, to be, not to win the triathlon, but to be at least a certain level competitive with the others, not to be overtaken by everyone else. and how much money to invest. Because you can spend up to 50,000 zloty easily on equipment, but it might not give you. I mean, I'm not sure it's the best choice for the beginner triathlete. So, from my personal example, what I did, I bought a used road bike, and I spent around 800 zloty. It's 30-year-old bike. I don't know the brand, but it's pretty good. It goes fast. I mean, for me, it's fast enough. I already seen improvement from an MTB bike onto road bike, and not a big investment. And then second thing, you have to have goggles. I mean, you cannot swim without goggles. And the compulsory thing besides the bike, okay, running shoes not to mention, is a helmet for biking. You cannot, if you go for a triathlon, always have a helmet. They will not let you start on a bike without a helmet. For example, now we've been to ELK last weekend, and a friend of ours, he did his first triathlon, and he just went for Olympic right away. It was tough on him, but the point is that he didn't take the helmet, and it was like 5 minutes before the start, and he cannot put his bike. They told him, no, you cannot start. And he was already prepared. He spent time going to Mazury, and now just some small detail, and you might be kicked out from the race. It's important, kind of, before you go, check that you have everything, and if you miss small detail, you might just not to get to the race itself. This is not to take more of your time. I think I'll finish here. Okay, Ken.
Thanks. So you've noticed we haven't opened it up to questions. If I didn't mention this already, we have 2 more speakers, and then I really hope to engage with you guys in some questions and discussion, right? So we're saving all that for the end. Just on Igor's presentation, I'll just make one correction. You can swim without goggles. Because one of our friends and triathletes, you shouldn't swim without goggles. Antoine, who's not here tonight, decided to do his first triathlon without goggles, and he swam breaststroke with his head out of the water the whole way, and somehow he still, I think, was faster than me. I don't know how that's possible. I think he was faster. It was close. Anyway, and to follow up Igor's point about the helmet, I'll just give you one other quick anecdote. Not only do you need a helmet, it's very important. You can't even unclick your helmet until you are in the transition zone in the triathlon. It's very important that you not only have a helmet, but that you keep it on your head, secured and fastened appropriately.
I mean, one more point. It's not just because you have to have it. Actually, it's good to have it because you can fall off the bike easily. And if you go fast and someone hits you, I think on the last triathlon, I fell off the bike. Okay, it was nothing serious, but few people. It was raining during the race, so the road became slippery and it had sharp turns. And some people just fell off whole speed on the asphalt, and having a helmet is a good thing to have, just for your own safety.
Thank you.